Look, have you ever had one of those moments where you check your bank account on a random Tuesday and you think, wait, how am I this low again? Because here's the thing, you're not unemployed. You're not out here buying Rolexes. You're not lighting money on fire. You're making $100,000 a year. And somehow, it still feels like you are one flat tire away from financial panic. Rent hits, or your mortgage hits, daycare hits, groceries hit, your student loan payment hits, then the so-called annual bills show up, car registration, subscriptions you forgot you had, insurance premiums, medical copays, and that one wedding you have to fly to. And at the end of the month, you're sitting there thinking, how am I making six figures and still feel broke? If that's you in 2026, yeah, that is literally a massive chunk of the country. And today we're going to talk about why this is happening, the math, the psychology, and the stuff nobody says out loud. And most importantly, what to do about it. My name is Zach. I spend way too much time thinking about why high incomes still do not translate into wealth. If you make decent money but still feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck and cannot get ahead, make sure to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you. Now look, society taught us this idea that $100,000 means you have made it. Like you hit six figures and suddenly you are supposed to be living in a Pinterest kitchen with quartz countertops, taking vacations, maxing out retirement accounts, and feeling safe. But here is what most people do not realize. Income is not the same thing as financial security. Six figures is a status symbol, security is a math problem. And in 2026, that math has changed a lot. The $100,000 illusion. What you actually take home. Let's do the part nobody wants to do, the boring math. Because the boring math is the reason you feel broke. Step 1. Taxes exist. If you earn $100,000 as a salaried employee, a very rough estimate for take-home pay after federal tax, state tax if applicable, Social Security and Medicare is often somewhere between $70,000 and $78,000 per year. Let's be conservative and call it $74,000 take-home. That comes out to about $6,167 per month. So already your six-figure salary is functionally a $6,000 a month lifestyle. That is not bad, but it is not rich. And if you live in a high-cost area, it is not even comfortable. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spends a large portion of their income on housing, transportation, and food. All categories that have risen meaningfully since 2020. And the Consumer Price Index shows that prices have stayed elevated compared to pre-2020 levels. Translation: your paycheck did not start feeling small because you got worse at money. It started feeling small because the cost of existing went up. This is where it gets interesting. Most people are not overspending on luxury, they are overspending on normal. Housing is the big one. In many cities, a basic two-bedroom rental can easily be $2,500 to $3,500 per month. If you bought a home recently with higher interest rates, your mortgage could be the same or worse. Let's pick a realistic number for many people in 2026. $3,000 per month for housing. Now, from your $6,167, that leaves about $3,167. If you have kids, you already know where this is going. Childcare costs vary, but it is common to see between $1,200 and $2,500 per month per child. Let's assume one child at $1,600 per month. Now you are left with about $1,567. Next comes the car. Car payment, insurance, gas, maintenance. Even reliable used cars now come with bigger monthly costs than people expect. Let's say the car payment is $450. Insurance is $200. Gas and maintenance average $250. That is about $900 per month. Now you are left with roughly $667. Now food. Groceries got weird after 2020, and many prices never fully came back down. Let's say groceries plus occasional takeout cost about $800 per month for a small family. Now you are negative $133, and we have not even included health insurance, prescriptions, student loans, phones, internet, utilities, subscriptions, retirement savings, emergency savings, car repairs, travel, gifts, or that random dentist bill that appears out of nowhere. So no, you are not crazy. You can make $100,000, live a very normal life, and still mathematically feel broke. Okay, Zach, but I don't live like that. You might be thinking, Zach, I do not have daycare, or my mortgage is only $2,100, or I live in a low-cost area. That is totally fair. But here is the counterpunch. In 2026, the broke feeling also comes from fragility and volatility, not just monthly expenses. You might be fine until you are not. One medical bill, one layoff, one transmission failure, one emergency flight, one property tax increase, one insurance renewal that jumps almost 30%. Suddenly, your budget is no longer a budget. It is a crisis management system. The psychology why. 100,000 still feels like losing. Let's talk psychology. First, lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep is not a character flaw, it is a social trap. Your environment upgrades your expectations. You start making more money and think, I should live in a safer neighborhood. I should replace this 12-year-old car. I should finally go to the dentist. I should stop stressing and pay for convenience. These are not dumb decisions. They are human decisions. A lot of what feels like optional upgrades are actually stress purchases. Second, comparison. You compare yourself to coworkers, family, friends, and influencers. Even if you know it is curated, your brain still absorbs it emotionally. So you feel behind. And when you feel behind, you spend to catch up. Third, inflation changed your money memory. Your brain remembers a normal grocery trip being $120, but now it is $220. That gap creates constant stress. The real problem is zero margin. Think of your income like a ship. Your fixed costs are cargo. A little cargo is fine, but overload the ship and a small wave sinks you. A $100,000 income can feel broke if your fixed costs are too high. Flexibility is what protects you, not motivation, not manifesting. Flexibility, a realistic $100,000 budget. Net monthly income, $6,167. Housing, $2,800. Utilities, phone, internet, $450. Car and insurance, $850. Groceries, $650. Eating out, $250. Health costs, $350. Debt payments, $400. Subscriptions, $80. Miscellaneous spending, $300. Total spending, about $6,130. Leftover, $37. That is technically fine. But $37 is not fine. That means no buffer, no progress, and any surprise goes on a credit card. That is a zero margin life. The fix what actually works. First, calculate your survival number. This is the monthly cost of housing, utilities, food at home, transportation, insurance, debt minimums, and childcare if required for work. If your income is $6,167 and your survival number is $5,800, you are living on a razor blade. Your goal is to increase the gap. Second, cap fixed costs. Try to keep fixed costs under 60% of take-home pay. If you are above 70%, you will feel broke forever. Third, plan for irregular expenses. If you spend about $3,600 per year on irregular costs, set aside $300 per month. Fourth, build a small emergency fund. $50 per week becomes about $2,000 in 10 months. That stability changes behavior. Fifth, stop using credit cards as rescue boats. If the budget only works because the card floats the gap, you are borrowing, not budgeting. Sixth, increase income without inflating lifestyle. Even $500 extra per month that goes entirely to margin changes everything. Finally, create defaults, automated savings, simple meal plans, one guilt-free fun category, a waiting rule on purchases. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. You are not trying to become a monk. You are trying to stop financial leakage. The real goal. I have talked to people making $100, $120, even $160,000. They all say the same thing. I thought I would feel different. The goal is not to feel rich. The goal is to feel safe. And safety comes from margin. When you can handle life, money stops feeling like an emergency and starts feeling like a tool. If you make $100,000 in 2026 and still feel broke, you are not failing. The rules changed, but you are not powerless. If this helped put words and math to what you are feeling, like the video, subscribe, and comment below. What is the number one expense that makes your income feel tight? And if you want, I will make a follow-up video breaking down realistic budgets for low-cost, medium-cost, and high-cost cities. See you in the next one.